Good afternoon, everybody, and today I am going to be doing a quick little mini tutorial, like what I do every day on a daily basis. You may notice I have a new lovely coloration on my head. I actually burned my head with my new curling iron, so lucky me. I'm just gonna show you just like an everyday what I do really quickly in the morning if I'm going to college type of look, and I will also be doing a winged liner to show how I do winged liners with two different things. I will either be using, pardon me, the Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper. Looks kind of like this. It's really nice, it's really black. It has a really nice fine felt tip. Or I'm going to be using the Tartiste clay paint eyeliner. That's kind of like a gel eyeliner. You open it up and you have like this little flat piece where you can kind of mix everything up. So yeah, let's jump on into this. So I am going to, what I normally use is, oh, there's a kitty. And sorry, there was a cat just crossed my front lawn. I am using the Lock-It Concealer by Kat Von D in the shade Light 18. Now, comparing this shade Light to this shade, which is the foundation, it is ridiculous. I don't know why, but her concealers are a lot darker than what her foundation is. And I'm just taking, you'll see that a little really does go a long way. So I just dab like little dabs on my nose, on my forehead. I'm gonna put a couple dabs on that lovely coloration. So then I'm just gonna take my ring finger and just kind of start blending and buffing that out. And I'm going to then go over everything with the Kat Von D Lock-It Powder Foundation in the shade 42 Light. Looks like that, except without hitting pan. And then underneath, it actually does come with a little sponge thing, but I find that this one from e.l.f. is actually really good, so just swirl it around, and I'm gonna just primarily focus on that nice mark on my head. Just gonna roll with it. I'm going to be using for my brows the Annabelle Brow to Go, because I find this just super easy. And where's my little brush I use for it? Here we go. Spoolie. Just gonna quickly spoolie through the brows. And I'll just sit a little closer so you can see everything. And I have this little light up mirror in front of me. That's why my face suddenly glows. Just kind of lightly feather that in. See, brows very quick and easy. And then I'm going to use the Annabelle Brow Show eyebrow shaping gel in the shade Light Medium. And you guys have seen this before. It's this little guy. And I'll just quickly set my brows. I'm going to just put on a very neutral shade on my eye, and I'm going to be using this e.l.f. eyeshadow palette, and I am going to use this kind of shade here. It's kind of like my skin tone, so just dabs that with like a big brush. if you can hear train horns in the background, that's because the train drivers where I live are complete assholes. I'm gonna add another color into the crease, just add some definition, and it's gonna be like this dark kind of like plummy purple, and it is super pigmented, so let's knock that excess off. Just kind of dust that in the outer part of the crease. You know what, I also think that I'm going to just put a kind of light shimmery color, and this one is kind of like a frosty version of that one, so I'm actually going to put that just with my finger using that. I'm going to put that all over my lid. Yeah, sometimes you just want that little bit of sparkle and it just makes you all happy inside. Moving on to eyeliner, and I'm going to use first this Trooper liner, and from Kat Von D, the tattoo liner. It's a liquid liner and it lasts all day long, and I absolutely love this thing to pieces. Oh, love it. So I'm just gonna move in a little bit closer so you get a better picture. What I do is I start in the middle of my eyelash line, or my lash line, I should just say. And I just, slowly use small little strokes to just connect everything. So if something goes a little wonky, it's very easy and very quick to fix it. And it also, even if you don't make a wing out of it, if you do this and tight line, it makes your lash line look so nice. So what I do is I just take it all the way to the outer edge of my eye and just leave it like that for now. Just, make sure I didn't get any wonky bits. So when you're doing a winged liner, you want to follow your lower lash line and kind of almost connect it to where your eyebrow is going to be. So I'm going to not go like, wha-bam, all the way up. I'm going to do a smaller wing today. So I just go from where my lower lash line is, right here, and just do a really light little stroke, and then you get like that line there. And then this is just my personal preference, and it helps get a really nice clean line. I just lightly pull on the outer part of my eye and kind of look down to the mirror and put the pen on the outer where that little wing is and just kind of drag it down and across, creating that little triangle. So it's not perfect right now. This is why we have like a nice little pen, and we can just fill in where that is and just then make the tip as pointed or as not pointed as we want. Like that. Oh, as I had got overly excited and did that, messed up. So then I'm just taking this brush that I have. It's an old brush. I don't even know where it's from. Just taking a little bit of the concealer and cleaning up that line. And there you go. I'm actually just gonna darken that tip up a little bit. So now it's like nice, sharp, and crisp line, like that. And now, a trick that I've learned, like this is the brush that came with the Tarte gel liner. It is a really fine tip, it is slanted, but I find if you use an angled brush with a gel liner, you're going to get a very thick line, and it's really hard to try and like make it a nice fine line to get right into your inner corner and get at it. I know you can get really small ones of these, but I don't have any. So when I saw this little brush and I got it, I absolutely fell in love because it's just really, it's lightweight and it's really easy to manipulate into the different angles how you want your eyeliner to look. So what you do is you just take you just squeeze it. Let me just do this so you can see it a bit better. Just squeeze it so then a little bit comes up, hopefully. Here we go. So just I've used this a lot, so just a little bit came up from the little bottle, and with the fact that it's like a nice little flat plate, I just kind of like dab my brush onto it and kind of moosh it around. And I'm going to start on the middle of the eye so I can get most of the the liner product off of it, and just kind of work that along similarly to the Kat Von D pen. Work it along the lash line. Just taking a little bit at a time so I don't go too crazy, and then I just kind of start working it into the inner portion of the eye. I almost find that with this brush I can get actually closer to the lash line than I can with the pen. So it's almost like you can just really just deepen up what your lash line, how dark it is. And I find that gel liners are easy to smoke out if you want that kind of a look. I don't normally do that. I normally like the very prominent look of having the wing. Okay, so I just squeeze a little bit more up. Now the same kind of thing, you want to follow your lower lash line going up. So just taking smaller strokes. Get the desired length. This is normally the hardest part of it, is making sure that they're both at the right angle or similar angle, and that they're the same length. I cannot do that just perfectly like I know some people who do makeup all the time can. I can't do that. I'm not that talented. So then I take the brush again and just drag it from the tip of where I drew that wing down to meet the lash line. Now I can already tell that these wings do not look the same. So still just pulling it up just so that little bit helps, and dragging it across to my lash line so they meet. Ooh. The beauty thing with a gel liner is once you're done and you have just that little bit excess, you can just kind of like smoke it into where your lower lash line is, and it just connects everything really nicely. With a liquid liner, you have to use like a black eyeshadow to do that, otherwise it's too harsh of a line and then you can't exactly blend it out. So I do know that this gel liner wing is just a little bit shorter, so I'm just going to try and add to it. There. So that's the gel liner wing. And I know that some girls who wear false lashes do normally have like it doesn't have to be a wing, it's just like a liner that goes all the way to the edge of their eye, and then they put the lashes on because it kind of disguises the lash line. But I don't tend to wear false lashes because I don't know how to put them on. I'm going to finish off my eyes with Wet n Wild Mega Length Wet Mascara. It's just this little purple tube. I'm actually going to put liner a kohl liner in my waterline and tightline. Now, just the difference in seeing one that has the tight line on versus one that doesn't. This just really fills in any kind of skin tone that you can see between your lash line and your lashes and like the whole look. I think it just kind of like makes your lash line look a lot fuller. Here, let me just quickly do it here. So yeah, that's my eyes done. And I guess I should show you what else I do with this kind of a look. I find a bronzer. I can find one. And some days I don't always contour because I find that you don't always need a contour. You just kind of want to warm up your face. So I actually got this in the little Too Faced Le Grand Chateau. This little guy, it was their holiday, and it's in this one, and it's really nice bronzer. It's called Jolie. I'm assuming that because it's going to be French, and it's to this one down here. I'm going to use like a big fluffy angle brush and just kind of like dab into it. I won't put blush on because I am kind of rosy cheeked already, but I will put like a little bit of a highlighter on, and I will use the Becca highlight in Pearl. Just kind of add this on like the high points of my face just to kind of add a little bit of a glow, little tip of the nose, Cupid's bow. And I'm gonna put a little bit on, oh, didn't mean to flip you guys off. I'm gonna put this on the inner part of my eye. Sometimes I finish this off with just a lip gloss or like a quick lipstick, but the only things I have in front of me are the ColourPop liquid lipsticks, and I will use this shade Trap because why not? And there we go. It's my everyday kind of very quick, very easy makeup look. So yeah, a little close up on the eyes, the gel liner side, and then the liquid liner side. Well, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Stay out of trouble. Bye!